What's up everyone? My name is Ryan. I live in Cambodia and I've been here for over 2 years now, but I've been living overseas I'm going on my 10th year now. That's a lot of experience as an expat. So today I want to share with you what I know. Maybe you're considering a move overseas. Maybe you want to get the f*** out of Dodge. You should probably listen to me. I learned a new term, the Anglosphere. It makes me sound very smart. The Anglosphere is basically the English-speaking countries, the UK, the US, Canada.
Let's go to the map.
Australia, New Zealand, Ireland. Let's throw the South Africans in there too. Today I want to compare what it's like to live in one of these countries versus Cambodia. Now I haven't actually lived in any of those countries other than Canada, so most of my information, most of my examples are going to be Canada based, but I think most of the points will apply to all of the Anglosphere. Damn, I sound so smart when I use that word. I feel like I should be wearing glasses when I say it. Let's get started. Let's get going. Let's do this. What it's like to live Cambodia versus the Anglosphere.
Y'all don't know people like this. Y'all don't know people like this. Y'all don't know people like this. Y'all don't know people like this.
Are you human?
Yeah, I think so. I think,
Do you eat food to survive?
yeah, I think so.
Well, you're gonna wanna hear this. We're gonna start things off with grocery shopping or food shopping. In Canada, I would go to the grocery store or supermarket once, maybe twice a week. I'd fill up my cart. It would cost me maybe $100, but that would cover all my meals for probably 3, 4, 5 days. It would be one-stop shopping. The grocery stores are huge. They have everything. Shout out to No Frills. I'm a no frills kind of guy, as you can probably tell. Here in Cambodia, I rarely do all my shopping in one place. There's not that many places you can actually do that here. The Aeon Mall's grocery store is probably the biggest, best option in all of downtown Phnom Penh. They do have pretty much everything, but I prefer to split my time between the markets and then the smaller grocery stores. I don't know what you want to call them, marts, I think. The Anchor Mart is one of the bigger and better ones in my area of town. It really feels more like a big convenience store than a grocery store, but they do have canned goods, dry goods, Matthew goods. So most of my staples I'm getting there, but then for fruits and vegetables, I go to the markets because it's cheaper. There's way more variety and the quality's just better. The fruits and vegetables at the marts can sometimes be shit-tacular. Shit-tacular is the opposite of spectacular, for those of you who are ESL. For meat, I'll go to a butcher shop or a meat wholesaler. Sometimes I'll get meat at the market, but I find the quality at the butcher shops and the meat wholesalers a lot better. For bread, I'll sometimes go to a bakery, but the marts will have fresh bread too. It might sound like a lot of work jumping around to different places, but that brings us to our next point. Eating in Cambodia is much different than it is in the Anglosphere. No, not how we physically eat. In Cambodia, we still put the food in our mouths, we chew it up, we swallow it. We don't put the food in our butts and poop out of our mouths. What I am talking about is how much cooking we do, how much we order in or eat out. In Canada, I might eat out 5 out of 21 meals in a week. The rest would be cooked at home. In Cambodia, I've been cooking a lot more lately. So I'd say right now it's probably close to 50%. Half my meals are cooked at home and half my meals are cooked by a professional. That means way less groceries, especially considering that the meals I do cook at home are usually breakfast or lunch. So it's usually something simple. Really, it's usually oatmeal. I'd say about 5 out of the 10 meals I cook at home are oatmeal for breakfast. So way less grocery shopping means it's easy to pop into a store and pick up whatever we need. That being said, I do go to the market at least once a week and I buy a big supply of fruits and vegetables. Actually, check out the video I shot earlier in the week. It was shot while I was doing my weekly market shopping. I'll usually go there, I'll just buy a pile of veggies, whatever looks good, and then I'll come home and figure out what to do with them. I don't really follow recipes. Usually it's just making a stir fry, adding whatever seasoning or sauces that I want. That's all thanks to living in China and learning about Chinese food. Chinese food is like the best food to cook in my opinion. Once you learn the basics, you can throw stuff together. You don't really need any recipes. This week at the market, the mushrooms were looking good. So was the broccoli. So I'll make a mushroom broccoli stir fry for lunch. Quick chop, quick stir fry, and we're eating. That's the way to cook in Southeast Asia, where it's hot and you don't want to bake anything. So I'm cooking less, and the cooking I am doing is different than the cooking I was doing in North America. In Canada, we'd make a meal plan, we'd make a grocery list. Sometimes we'd go through flyers to find the best deals. We rarely do any planning in Cambodia, only if we're planning to do cooking as some sort of activity.
Let's do a pizza night.
In Canada, I tend to buy a lot more frozen items, a lot more processed food, probably because cooking 3 times a day is crazy amount of work. Growing up, most of the veggies I ate were either frozen or canned. My mom didn't really have time to cut up some carrots. It's so much easier just to take a bag of frozen carrots and dump it into a pot. I used to cook frozen French fries and chicken fingers for a meal probably once a week.
Can't believe you just did that. Those are the good kind. $8.
In Cambodia, we don't have any pre-made frozen items in our freezer. Oh, we'll keep frozen dumplings for an emergency meal. But mainly we're using our freezer to preserve ingredients and meals that we couldn't finish. And for gin, of course. I think this is because of time, but it could also be because of marketing, right? Think about it. Ho 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 Green Giant is telling you to buy frozen green beans, but no one's advertising for fresh green beans. I think I eat way healthier in Cambodia, which is the next thing I want to talk about, health. While I am eating better, I think I'm probably less active here when it comes to day-to-day movement, if we're not including the gym. I guess it depends on where you live in the Anglosphere. When I lived in Toronto, the largest city in Canada, I walked a lot. We'd also go to parks, I'd go and shoot hoops. These things aren't that easy to do in Cambodia. Phnom Penh is lacking green spaces. It's one of the biggest downsides to living here. But it's also very hot, so going out to play basketball in the middle of the day would require a ton of water, a bunch of sunscreen. I'd just be pouring sweat in like less than 5 minutes. Plus, there aren't really any courts to play on. I can think of like 2 basketball courts that I could play on, and they're certainly not within walking distance. In Canada, there are always free basketball courts, free tennis courts, there's giant parks, and they're all within walking distance to your home. It's just way easier to be active there. There's more hiking there, there's cross-country skiing, stuff like that. The healthcare systems are also way different in the Anglosphere. It's hard to compare the healthcare systems because they're all so different, but I hear a lot of people complaining about the Canadian one. They say the wait times are crazy. A friend of mine came to visit me in Cambodia, and while he was here, he did some sort of medical scan. But he said that in Canada, there was something like a 6-month wait to do that same thing. In Cambodia, he called, he made an appointment, and I think he was in there within the next day. In Canada, you probably have one doctor you go to, maybe you do 1 or 2 checkups a year. In Cambodia, my health checkups are kind of done in a similar way that I do my grocery shopping. I don't have a doctor, but I did go and get a full body examination done at a hospital. They have packages that include everything. After that, I just focused on what needed to be focused on. So say my blood work comes back and there's something a little bit off, I'll keep an eye on it by going to a lab and getting that specific thing checked. And it's super cheap. To get something like a cholesterol test, you need 3 tests, and it costs about $5. No appointment necessary. You roll in, you tell them what they want. They take your blood, they give you a little QR code, and they say, scan this in 5 hours, and you're going to have your results. Then I can take those results, and if I want to look into them further, I can make an appointment with a doctor. And because I don't have a regular doctor, I'll just look up the best, whatever, cardiologist, proctologist, whatever the problem is. So I don't have that personal,
This is my family doctor, and he knows me, and he's seen my penis before, so I feel comfortable with him.
But I do have,
This is the best doctor in the city when it comes to this specific butthole problem.
to see that proctologist in Canada, I would probably have to go to my doctor first and he'd have to refer me. But in Cambodia, I can just call the best proctologist in the city, make an appointment, probably see him within a couple days. Both have their positives and their negatives. And maybe you can do it the way I do it in Cambodia, in your home country. In Canada, I've never heard of anybody doing it like that before, so I'm not really sure if it's an option. Also, all the meds here are over the counter, which is a stupid term that I'm always confusing. Over the counter, to me, in my mind, is the medicine that's on the other side of the counter where the pharmacist is, and only he can get to it. But no, the over-the-counter medication is the stuff that's on the same side of the counter as me. It's stupid, it makes no sense. But my point is, you don't need a prescription for any of the medication here. I can get Valium right now. I can probably order Valium on my phone. What's the Valium is called something different now. Diazepam? Diazepam. I can get diazepam here in about 20 minutes, 10 cents a pill. There's way more taking things into your own hands here and way less babysitting, for lack of a better word. Babysitting sounds a little negative. I'm not trying to be negative towards one way of living. I just want to point out the differences. But I think after living overseas for the past 10 years, I feel like Canada is a little bit bossy.
You're not allowed to have any Valium unless we say so.
Screw you guys. Quit trying to boss me around. If I want to screw up my life by getting myself hooked on Valium, I think I should be allowed to. I guess it's set up for idiots, people who probably don't even know the word Anglosphere. Overall, even though I am Canadian, I still find Cambodia an easier place to live. It's actually the descriptive word I hear most when I ask people how they like Cambodia. They say, oh, it's just so easy to live here. But that being said, the reason for that is probably because it's more affordable. Here in Cambodia, I can afford to eat out every meal. I can afford to have maids come into my house and clean twice a week. Let me ask you something, Anglosphereans. How much better would your life be if you didn't have to clean and you didn't have to cook? It's a huge difference, more time to do the things you want to do, and a better quality of life because of it. Hate to bring it back to money, but that is what makes the world turn. That and the gravitational pull of the sun combined with a lack of friction in space. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Take care. Comb your hair. I am out. Acting.
Prefer when I'm by myself. I don't wanna hang around y'all. For good health. One day I'm really gon' ball. Fuck around and buy the whole mall. Breaking that cake. Flexing 700 in the bank. Not a superhero, I don't save. Look at my face. Look at my grades. Don't match up, no love.